Well, ooh. First of all, it's nice to get the first game under our belt, and I was really appreciative that Jordy came out and set the tone in the first inning, and we were able to then get back to offense very quickly. And the fact that we put up a crooked number in both the second and third inning gave us some distance, and then it gave us a chance to get Kylie McGee in there and get some postseason under her belt because, we want to be playing for the big picture, and it's gonna take a pitching staff to do that. So I thought she settled in and got better as the game went on, and it's just really good to see that out of her too.
All right, now that the players have arrived, we're actually going to take questions for the players first, and then when we get done with them, we'll let them go, and then questions for Coach. So any questions for our student athletes?
Jordy and Ava, I've asked you about the fans before, but today it's a lot of family, close friends who came here and traveled. Just what did it mean maybe having that cheering section of Nebraska fans here?
Yeah, I know. I have a lot of my family here, so it's just cool having them take their time out of their day and out of their week just to come see me and see something that I love to do and watch me do it. Especially with this team, they love every single one of these girls on this team, so they just love getting to know everyone and just enjoy watching us play, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I would say same as Ava. Today I had my dad and my fiance in attendance. So my dad was the one that did a lot of traveling with me growing up, so it's always special when he can make a road trip, and this was one of his first ones of the year he was able to make. So yeah, it's fun getting to represent the N and then just have the people back home, which is why I wanted to go to Nebraska so much there. So it means a lot.
And then just what were maybe the vibes like in the dugout as you started? You had that big second inning, and then things really started coming together.
I think it was just taking it and keep running and just keeping a suffocating offense. I think that's been our goal every time we go into a game and just try and control every situation we can and just go for it. So I think after that second inning, it really was a turn for us to keep going.
Yeah, Jordy, I know the statistics. We might focus on those, not you, but you hit your 20th home run this season, and 20 wins, 20 home runs. I believe that you're the fourth player to ever do that, and I'm sure the history of that is what it is, but just what's this season been like, being able to succeed in both those aspects of the game?
Those are things that I don't really think about or care about a lot. The wins are obviously great, but I don't look at them as my own personal stats. They're definitely our team stats. I love the people that I get to go to work with and go to battle with, and they're my motivation for why I do what I do, and they're why this season has been so special.
You want to know what she likes most about those home runs? That it puts runs on the board, right, for the team. Yes. That's the truth, and I love that about both of these two.
Yeah, one more for you, Jordy. Just the defense today. I think Casey made that diving catch. Bella had a line drive. Just what did you think of the way that they backed up the pitching?
Defense has been so solid, I said it earlier this week, but we're ready to go, and we've seen a lot more of that stuff in practice than, you guys get to see a little bit of it in game, but it's almost routine for them at this point. They're doing really well, and it's fun to watch them play.
Any more questions? Any more questions for our student athletes? No? All right, Jordan and Ava, y'all are good to go. Thank y'all so much. Any questions now for Coach Revelle?
Okay, I guess I'm not done. Bye. You go.
Well, just from your experience from the NCAA tournament, how important is it just to win that first game and stay in the winner's bracket?
Yeah, you know what? And we ended up playing 6, but even to cut an inning off, to get the first game under your belt, there's always something about the first game. It just has a little different feel because you're just getting started. But anytime we can take an inning off of our pitching staff, we've been talking about that all year. We've taken a lot of pride, and that's really been our motivation is taking innings off our pitching staff because we want to extend the year. So I thought I'm kind of greedy, right? So I thought we had some at-bats that we gave away when we had runners on. They gave us some free things, and then we didn't have tough outs, and so for me, I'm thinking, man, we gave him an easy out. But when I look up at the scoreboard and I see that we scored 10 runs in 6 innings, that's still a good day's work.
Yeah, wanted to ask you about one of the plays Jordy made. Obviously she had those home runs, but one that stood out to me was that live ground ball. You know, she ran and scored from second base on that. So just what is it about Jordy's tenacity that really shines through?
Well, so we work 2 bases, 2 outs in practice, but Jordy has, I've said this a lot, she has 1 gear, 1 speed, and she's very intuitive, she's very quick, and I wasn't going to stop her anyway, but I wasn't trying to, and I saw, that kid take a turn toward it, and that's the second time this year she scored a run like that stayed on the infield. And I thought at the time, I think that was our 4th run, and there's a lot of difference in a feeling from a 3-run ball game to a 4-run ball game.
And just the hitting, too. There were a lot of walks early. They had to kind of stay patient. What did you think of the way they executed the game plan?
I think one of the things about the walks, I'm going to give our hitters some credit because as we prepared this week, and we talk about preparation, we talked about not just managing that part of the zone, but waiting to attack a different part of the zone. And so we kind of flipped how our mindset was with it. And it was really interesting because in flipping our mindset, we just ended up not messing with that part of the zone. And so our attention wasn't there. So, as coaches, you're always trying different things and what's going to stick or what's going to hit. And that just seemed to really make sense as we worked on that pitcher this week.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be having the UConn head coach and the select players coming up here shortly.